passage that I'm going to read is on an asteroid. My beautiful protagonist, Lalila, has left her wonderful resort planet, and she's now living on an asteroid because she's seeking a cure. And in this scene, she's beginning to discover her abilities to enter the souls of her ancestors. Her mind went into a fog. Brian looked behind him and waved for her to come stand beside him. She was beginning to be able to hear private thoughts now. In Brian's, she could hear that his desire to protect her was causing him to ache. Internally, he was saying that he and Martor would stay by her side. But the fog in her brain triggered a heaviness she couldn't escape. Instead, she plunged back into the reverie of the Dogon dancers and bounded through their village with them. Lalila stretched a tall and gangly body toward the sun, letting sweat trickle down an unkempt beard. Infused within the form of a middle-aged male drummer, she pounded and stomped. There was a fury in each pound, a joyous ferocity in each wave of her arm. Tribal dancers bounced around her in circles, their chants making her giddy. An imposing drummer swayed his hips and pivoted toward her and shouted, "Hogan, she is here, she is here." A crowd of women squealed and ululated. Children romped past and shrieked, "Hogan, Hogan," until he appeared, an elder with skin as taut as leather and glints of soft light framing his countenance. He walked up to Lalila and bowed. "You have come," he said, skipping introductions. "Thank the ancestors, for you have come." "You know me?" Lalila asked. She kept her jaw clenched and flexed her calf muscles as she tried to get comfortable in the body of a man. The Hogan gently took her hand. "You stand before me as a warrior drummer, but you are our daughter of tomorrow, who sends us strength from beyond the thousands of years ahead." He said, "Now you have come, our daughter, as proof of the world that awaits, as proof that the ancestors never fail and that the juju will always work." Though he spoke in an ancient tongue of the Dogon, Lalila heard it as English and instinctively knew what it meant. In his hand were misshapen seeds, much like the ones enchanted by Fajr, but brighter and more robust. He scattered the seeds on the ground in front of Lalila, but instead of vegetation, an image appeared of a planet in skies bathed in striking colors. "This world will be our own," the Hogan shouted to the crowd, "and we will take with us the teachings of Potolo." While the crowd cheered, the Hogan opened his other hand and revealed two tarnished bronze pendants, one bearing the image of a striped eel and the other covered with intertwined leaves. "Rare one," the Hogan said. "This is our juju medicine. Have you seen these anywhere in your world?" When Lalila said no, the Hogan loosened his grip on the pendants. "They are a hidden magic, and it is good that they are not used in your great city." He observed her closely. There was a ghost-like outline of the real Lalila flowing from the crown of the drummer's head. "Your presence is strong," the Hogan said, "but the warrior whose body you have assumed does sleep in his spirit now and has no awareness of your mark within him. When he awakens, he will know you as a dream and will have the benefits and knowledge that your energy has left behind. You have given us hope by coming here from the many-colored soil. You are our truth." "What truth? Who are you?" Lalila asked. "And how do you know me?" "I know you because of the glow that never leaves you and the haze of the seer's eyes in your spirit, in your eyes," he answered. "I am the Hogan, the one who recognizes all spirits and advises healers of the village. And I am the chief of this village. My name is Tanomo, and I will be the founder of SWSW." Lalila gasped, and the man's body she inhabited nearly fainted. "The bronze stone bearing the creature gives me power," said Hogan Tanomo, "and this, the coiled pendant, is medicine for protection. I use them both in my rituals to call out to Potolo, and I ask that one be sent from the farthest shores of the sky to show us the glory that is to be." He held the tools higher. "I use these with the powerful herbs rooibos and boko. I threw the cowrie shells in a circle while I entered a Nekotet trances. The Hogan nodded and pointed to a white light spiraling around two animal rib cages that lay on the ground at a distance of no more than 7 or 8 meters. Lalila's face twitched, and he gently touched her chin. It frightens you now, this energy that pierces through bones. But Potolo has shown me that this light will become wind, and this wind will sail through your city and allow you to fly like birds in the sky, he said. For the Dogon who choose to leave this land, that wind tunnel is like the sea that bears the great ships. It will take us to our new home. Hogan Tonomo kneeled in the sand and with one finger drew the figure of a being shaped like the Ite-Ire clans of Wimbia. We asked for a sign and we have received it, he said. Pressing the medicine pendants against his heart, he stood and beheld a scattering of villagers who waved at him from the hovels carved into the high cliffs. The rare one has beckoned, he announced. It is time. Lalila eased toward the burning light, and her spirit was immediately catapulted back onto the grounds where she still stood next to Brian. But her senses had traversed many realities, and because of it, her mind had wearied. And her surroundings, the pond, the boulders, the clap ship, seemed to flash in and out of her awareness. Ahead, she thought she could see Myrna-style and hear her announcing that it was time for the daily Mecca to be dispensed. But her scratchy voice was vague, drowned out by the clash of competing commands that were making Lalila lightheaded. She had to pick one and tune in. Run, run, Lalila, run now. Ahanate? On swift feet, she did as she was told, running and listening as Ahanate's guidance squeezed itself between the spaces of her own private thoughts. And I think that's 8 minutes. Okay.